讲解了，讲解了。
Okay, the rule here is that no guiding at all inside. This album covers everything, I show you everything you have seen inside. First, let me tell you about the great rescue of the two temples. Have you seen the high dam at Aswan? Or not yet? You see the high dam?
No.
There's a very huge dam at Aswan, it's called the high dam. After building the dam, the water stopped, creating Lake Nasser. The biggest man-made lake is about 500 kilometers long. 350 kilometers inside Egypt and 150 kilometers inside Sudan. It was thus that Egypt turned to UNESCO for cooperation and financial assistance. The campaign of UNESCO for saving the size of this area from here to the high dam took 20 years, from 1960 to 1980, and that chose 10 temples to be saved. The other 4 temples were saved and transferred to the countries which finances the project. Temple of Din-Dor is now in New York, Metropolitan Museum. Temple of Tafa is in Holland. Temple of Elise is in Torino, Italy. And the Temple of Dibur is now in Madrid, Spain. They are very little. They are inside museums. To start or to crown the campaign of UNESCO came the rescue of Abu Simbel temples, because they were the most important and the most difficult ones to be seen. The big temple you have seen is the biggest one in the whole world, which is completely cut into the mountain. This is the old side.
Wow.
So UNESCO had to start with Abu Simbel before the water come. So the first site to be saved was Abu Simbel.
Was it
the original? It was like this.
They didn't have to. It was already like. I mean, they didn't have to restore it. The outside.
No, everything moved exactly how it was. This is the old site. Yeah. They were cut into the mountain. They are now at the top of the same mountain. They were moved below up 64 meters and 200 meters back. The two temples were cut into 1,041 blocks by using the manual saws and the heavy chainsaws. You see when they left the blocks by cranes. Each block was then given a number, direction, and then stored on a platform till this site was smooth for constructing the blocks once again. They reconstruct the blocks by using steel bars and resin in between. But after they had finished the reconstruction of the walls and the ceiling of the temple up here, the temple looked as if it was built. But the temple down was, as you see, was cut into the mountain. So they left the blocks by crane.
So they had to rebuild the whole thing?
Yeah, everything was moved. The site was flat. Even me, I used to be in the valley. So that's why they decided to build a concrete dome, this dome, over the temple to bear that artificial mountain. So that's a fake mountain. What you see outside only the face rocks, they all are stuck on here. Okay? The construction cost $36 million. US dollars, paid equally by Egypt, USA, and UNESCO. Okay? The two temples here were built by Ramesses II. You got it?
I'm translating.
Would you like to repeat something? It's clear?
I mean, you're going too fast, but I'm just
No,
trying
sorry.
to translate.
You can translate a minute. You have seen everything. You can ask till she translates. Translate. Any questions? Once again, they cut the temple into pieces, right? Then they reconstruct the blocks up here. But after they had finished, the temple looked, because they moved the walls and the ceiling, it looked as if it was built and not cut into the mountain like it was. They wanted to make it appear like a mountain like it was. They couldn't do that, so they decided to build this dome to bear that artificial mountain. So that's a hollow mountain, fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
What you see outside only the face, but everything you see are the real rocks. Face rocks, they all are stuck in here. So what you see outside, only the face rocks. Underneath is the concrete. Okay. The two temples here were built by Ramesses II, the third king of the 19th dynasty from the New Kingdom. Ramses ruled Egypt for about 67 years and was about 97 years old when he died.
97?
At least 97. Something.
Wow.
Okay.
97
Years old, yes.
He's an old man.
The old man, very old. It was unusual. First, let me tell you about this temple. Why did Ramses build this temple away from Luxor? The primary reason that Ramses wanted to be a god during his lifetime, and that was unusual. The ancient Egyptians considered the king as a semi-god, as a half-god during his life, and would be a god after his death. Okay, but Ramses wanted to be a god during his life. That's why he came here to the south to be away from god Luxor. Okay, because god Luxor was Amun-Ra. He couldn't be a god there, that's why he came here.
But I missed all that because of the
Yeah,
honking.
yeah, me too.
Can you say that?
So can you repeat?
Yeah, Ramses built this temple away from Luxor because he wanted to be a god.
Ah, God.
He couldn't be a god at Luxor because the god of Luxor was Amun-Ra, king of gods. And his priests were very powerful. That's why he came here to the south. And to be acceptable by the people and the priests, he said, I'm a god besides the main gods, God Amun, God Ra, and God Pita. The facade there is decorated with 4 statues representing Ramesses. They all him in different ages. When he was young till he became older. The statue is 20 meters high. Second one, broken one, was fallen down in an earthquake in 27 BC. The statue was crashed into small pieces with only 3 blocks to the forehead. Here, the face is gone. That's why they moved it exactly like that.
So, but why that happened?
Earthquake, 27 BC. Little ones represent some of the right children. This ones on the right are the same on the left. His wife Nefertari twice, and that one is son God Ra. It's always depicted with the falcon head carrying the sun. Yeah. The temple inside is very huge. It has 3 main halls. First one was open for the public, as usual. You have seen 8 statues for which you saw for Ramesses. They all him. He liked himself so much. Very early selfies, stone selfie.
Stone selfie, huh?
Yes, Ramses here considered himself as a god step by step. First step that he wanted first to reflect his power to the public. So the scenes you have seen here are fighting scenes, war scenes. On the south wall you have seen 3 scenes from 3 different battles. First scene from Battle of Kadesh in Syria. Ramses conducted many campaigns, but the most important one was the Battle of Kadesh against the Hittites, which took place during the 5th year of his reign in about 1279 BC. Ramses shooting arrows against the Hittites fortress. You see he has 2 arms, 2 crowns. Everything is double. It is an invisible force. It is the force of God Amun, king of gods. Ramses here wants to tell the public, look at me, I'm not alone. God Amun is with me. It is a step to be a god in the Holy of the Holies. Next scene, Ramses here is fighting 2 Libyans, same is trampling on a fallen enemy and thrusting his spear into another. So first scene from east from Syria, second one from West Libya. The third and last scene from Nubia south. How do you know that come from Nubia? It says a lion. Egypt had no lions. And the prisoners are Nubia. Dark with the dark skin. Nubia south.
Nubia.
That means that Ramses had defeated his enemies east, west, and south.
Is it real or made up, the story?
Yes, yes. He conducts the battles east, west, and south. The first wall has side rooms. You have seen 6 side rooms used for storage to keep offerings and sacrifices. The second wall was open for the priests. So it sends their offerings here. Ramses here is burning incense in front of the holy boat of God Ra, and the boat is carried on the shoulders of the priests. It is a symbolic scene. The ancient Egyptians, have you seen this scene? Yeah, a symbolic scene. The ancient Egyptians believed that the god used to pay a visit to this temple on the north or south wall, twice.
But where is it? Over there.
Second wall, north and south, yes.
Okay, I don't know if it's...
The most important part here is the Holy of the Holies. Have you seen this one?
Yeah?
You have seen 4 figures.
I think so.
Okay, from my son God Ra. Ramses himself as a god, Amun, king of gods, and Pita, god of darkness. The sun comes here, sun enters this hall twice a year. Only twice a year.
Sorry, what do you say? Twice a year? What?
The sun enters here, sun disk.
Okay. Vale, que el sol...
Sun disk penetrates through the doors to the end to light the 3 statues on the right for 24 minutes, and it never touches the 4th one, Pita, god of darkness.
Cool.
And those days represent the birthday and the coronation day of Ramesses, but after moving the temple, they missed by 1 day. It happens on 22nd of October and 22nd of February.
Oh, they
the
missed it wrong.
Was moved below up 64 meters and 200 meters back.
They have to move it again.
Yes.
So when the sun...
They missed by 1 day, changed by 1 day.
But you said that the sun comes in like twice a year?
Yes.
But like
it's the birthday,
when?
21st of October and 21st of February, as the sun rises.
21st of
October and February. But after moving the temple, changed by 1 day, 22nd of October, 22nd of February. This is about that temple. Any questions about there?
About this one?
Is that big one?
Que tenemos alguna pregunta de...
Clear?
Quiero preguntarle algo.
Okay, Ramses was a busy man. He has so many wives, but he preferred his wife Nefertari to the others. That's why he built her this temple, and it was the first time for a king to build a temple for his wife. This temple was also dedicated to the cow goddess Hathor.
She's the favorite one, huh?
Sorry?
She's the favorite one.
Yeah, his beloved wife. He loved her so much. That's why he made 33 more to make her the best. Egyptian way. Okay. This temple was also dedicated to the cow goddess Hathor. Hathor was a goddess of dancing, music, love, beauty, and fertility, and she had 3 images. She was depicted as a woman with the cow ears and cow eyes, or as a cow, because the cow was a symbol of fertility. The facade here is decorated with 6 statues representing Ramesses and Nefertari. You see from right, Ramesses, Nefertari, Ramesses. Once again, Ramesses, Nefertari, Ramesses. Each statue is 10 meters high. Was the little ones represent some of the royal children. You see sons of father and daughters with their mother.
So what do you say?
Ramesses, Nefertari, Ramesses. Again, Ramesses, Nefertari, Ramesses. It's like himself. This temple is very little. It has the main hall, the Holy of the Holies at the end, and the vestibule in between. First hall has 6 columns decorated with Hathor head. You'll see here has a face of woman with the cow ears and cow eyes. This temple was open for women, so most of the scenes are offering scenes. We have only 2 fighting scenes. You have seen them outside the door, but they have a certain significance because Nefertari is asking him to stop fighting. So 4 scenes are depicted here to show us that Nefertari was very peaceful. The best preserved scene here, and scars are still bright, is the coronation of Nefertari, not as a queen but as a goddess. She's holding an ink symbol of life as a goddess. You see here between Isis and Hathor.